welcome to today's live card reading. I'm so glad you are joining live or catching the replay. If you are live, say live. Let me know that you are here. And if you are watching the replay, just pop the word replay below this video and let me know that you came back and watched this. I value your time and I want to just give you a shout out if you are joining me in any capacity today. And if you are new here or we haven't met yet, hi there. I'm Young Pratt. I'm an embodied business guide here at Illuminating You Productions. And what we really do is we help the overthinkers of the world get out of their overthinking heads and back into their feeling and sensing bodies so that they can communicate the message that is within them that they aren't accessing if they're stuck in their head. So we're all about communication, sharing your messages, small to large, anything in between, because if there's one thing I know, you, my friend, are incredibly miraculous, of 1 in 400 trillion impossibility. So to me, in my book, that is absolutely miraculous. And you being here at this time on this planet serves a very important purpose. So you are here to share a message. You are here to share what's on your heart. I like to call that your heart song. And together we are going to dive into messages from guides, from mentors, from angels, from archangels, whoever you have on your spirit team. Now, I do want to acknowledge that this has been a journey for me as well. This gift of being able to receive messages, which I've always called downloads, is something that I've been able to do for a long time, but for many decades, I kind of silenced that, learned to tune it out because I couldn't explain it through logic alone. As somebody with 2 science degrees, I was very left brain dominant in a lot of the things that I did, and I wanted to have a reason and a purpose for everything. What I've learned now on this incredible transformational journey that I've been on myself is that that's actually not how we are designed to live in this world. When we rely solely on our left brain trying to logic everything, we are losing track of, losing our ability to allow our higher self, our inner knowing, to really come through and shine when that's your true self. The self that's hidden deep within, that through our work together, I help my clients try to access that by actually moving our body, moving energy, and then helping them also tune into their intuition, their gifts, and highlight them at a higher frequency, a higher level. So with that being said, I'm excited to be here with you today. This is my 3rd week in a row going live, doing these card readings so that I could really lean in and practice working on my intuition, being able to channel messages for you that come through me. And I'm excited. Today, we're going to be using my human design mentor deck, Karen Curry Parker. This is her Quantum Human Design Activation cards. And I'm super excited. This is what I used sort of in the very beginning of my human design journey. I would actually draw a card for myself each day and then spend some time journaling just to kind of guide the journaling, because I wouldn't say that I'm a very good journaler. I do enjoy doing it. And when I don't practice, I miss that part of being able to share messages in that way, because what I discovered is that when I journal and I allow myself to just like free write and get out of my head, get out of my own way, what comes through is usually a surprise. And that's exciting to know that that surprise, those messages that come through, the messages that I have a hard time deciphering because my writing tends to get different. It looks very sloppy and it's hard to decipher sometimes. With that being said, it's an exciting process to go through. So I want to take a moment before we dive into the cards to really secure the space, set this space as a healing space so that we can really make room and we can be expansive in this space and feel good and safe doing so. So the first thing I would ask you to do, if you are sitting down, please go ahead and stand up. If you have spent any time with me, you'll know that I don't generally sit when I do sessions with clients. I don't generally sit when I do videos, because for me to be able to access energy, both from above and below, right, I need to be standing up. And moving my body has been so instrumental for me to help me really open up. And I guess the word I'm going to use is surrender. in the best of ways, to really soften to the ability to receive these messages that are meant for me at the right time. So we're going to start by moving our body. And always before these sessions, I'll share a video later. I'll share with you how I prep for these sessions. And of course, it has to do with moving my body. So I always do a little uh, improvisational dancing before I hop on. I clear the space for myself. And now we're going to clear the space for you. Go ahead and just do a quick wiggle. If you've had a day before you got here, just know that this is your time to receive the messages you need to receive most. This week is all about authenticity. And that's such a big buzzword. It's it's really thrown around a lot. Really being authentic is being and acting from your most highest self, your true self, your real self, your spirit, your soul. There are lots of names for it. Just go ahead and wiggle. Really shaking out your hands. You can test your balance and shake one leg and then the other, just really getting the blood flowing through your body, getting your blood moving. If you spend a lot of time sitting, what happens is that the blood sort of pools in the pelvic area because we're really stopping the flow of blood, because when we're sitting, we're at this 90-degree angle and the flow kind of stops here. So it kind of goes from here to here, which exacerbates the idea of being in your head too much, because here's your head, here's your bottom, right? It kind of just stays in this space. And when you stand up, you allow that energy to flow more freely through your body. So it's actually really very liberating. It's great for getting your blood circulation moving. It's great for re-energizing yourself. So if you are sitting down to do something after a meal and you're feeling a little sluggish, this little simple exercise will help you to really get back into your body, to energize your body, and to help you focus on what is coming next for you. All right, so now that you've wiggled, I want you just to stand with soft knees. We're never going to lock our knees here. We're going to be here with soft knees. And if it feels good and safe for you to do so, you can allow your eyes to close. And if you don't want to close your eyes, you can kind of just look down slightly at a 45-degree angle, sort of in front of you, just softening your gaze here. Placing one hand on your heart, just tuning into that heartbeat. Sensing this aliveness in you. Your heart is pumping because you're here for a reason. You're here to communicate something special with the world in a way only you can do it. And this heartbeat is your signal that if it's beating, you still get to live into that heart song of yours. It's never too late. It's never too early to live that heart song. It takes a vast amount of courage and leaning into discomfort in order to do that. And that is actually what I do best, to support you on this journey of stepping into your higher self. Taking some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth with a sigh. Once again, in through your nose, out through your mouth with a sigh. And I call in the most crystalline pure white healing light, asking this light to seal this as a sacred healing space, a space for transmission, a space for communing with the divine within us so that we may step into our most authentic selves. I ask this light to pour into our bodies, starting from the top of our heads, down through the center column of your body, through your entire chakra system, head, down to your ajna, throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root center, and then letting that energy in that column of light get wider with each breath. As you inhale, that column of light gets bigger and brighter, until this light floods your entire body. You can see in your mind's eye that all the light particles are filling every cell and every molecule of your body, really flooding your entire being with beautiful white crystalline pure healing light of the highest healing vibrations, letting that tingliness sort of wash over your body, letting your feet root down into the ground, Wiggling your toes just to feel that sense of aliveness, having some sensation in the bottoms of your feet to really wake them up. It's not a place in our bodies that we pay much attention to. We use our feet and our soles all the time. We don't always give them the love that they deserve. So here's an opportunity for you to rub your foot against the carpet or the floor just to really root yourself into these physical sensations to get back into our bodies. Now, as this white light floods through your body, I ask that this light fill every cell, every molecule, and pushing out anything that no longer serves us, that's no longer in our best interest, even if it is something like a belief or a story that we've held in our bodies, in our cells for a very long time. Letting this white light kind of edge those out, push them to the edges, letting them float out of your body. And as they flow out off of your body and into the ground, I ask that this light transmute this energy that's no longer serving you into something that you can use when the time is right for your highest and best use. Settling into this expansive feeling, and if it feels good to you, you can keep wiggling, moving your arms. If your eyes are open, you'll notice that I haven't stopped moving yet because this is how I am able to be a vessel for information and for transmissions. Letting this beautiful bright white light expand past your physical body and out through every layer of your auric space. And if you want to put your hands out and kind of expand your physical body to really take up more space, I invite you to do that now. You can step your feet out a little wider. And if you're standing with me, we're in this beautiful X stance. So there's a beautiful line flowing from our fingertips to our opposite toes, and same on the other side. And because we're speaking of authenticity today, it's really about taking up space that is rightfully yours, that you have been locking yourself away from to help other people feel more comfortable with you, to please them or to appease them. And taking this stance at least once a day, particularly in the morning as you start your day, letting yourself just be big. It's going to feel really uncomfortable, especially if you've hidden yourself away, like I did for years and years and years, afraid of my gifts, afraid to talk about this energetic, the spiritual side of me. And now here we are together, expanding our consciousness, expanding our energy, shifting and moving energy and receiving messages that we most need to receive today. And really just being big. See if you can stretch your fingertips even further to the corners. See if you can really feel the connection with Mother Earth through the bottoms of your feet. And again, just be big. And if it feels good, you can lift your chest up slightly, your head slightly towards the sky, really bathing in this beautiful white light that is still flowing through you. And I'm asking you to make audible exhales too, because it's all about practicing using our voice and being bigger, taking up space. So, with me, take an inhale, exhaling with a sigh. That's audible. Letting your hands now simply float and drop by your sides. You can step your feet in, taking a stance that feels comfortable, doing a little wiggle, putting one hand on your heart again, one hand on your belly, and just giving great gratitude for your body, for your heart song, and for your ability to share your gifts in a way that feels so good and so juicy to you, and for allowing this time for us to be together. I have so much gratitude for this time and this space, for you being here live or watching the replay. I honor you for taking the time to do something that may be uncomfortable, yet is a good next step for you to step into being more authentic. Now, with all that being said, go ahead and let your arms float down alongside your body. Give your body a little shake and then flutter your eyeballs back open and come back into the space and just take notice of your body. Does it feel lighter? Does it feel more abundant? Because today, my friend, we are talking about authenticity. Good morning, Tess. So good to see you here. Thank you so much for yesterday's co-working session and helping me complete and close some loops with your gate of finishing. It was so good. All right. Again, we are doing the Quantum Human Design Activation Cards by my mentor, Karen Curry Parker. All right. So, Aaron, if you are here on the live, let me know because this first card is for you, my friend. And this card is Gate 5 of Consistency. So interesting. And that is located in the sacral center. And I know you, as a time bender, having that definition already there, this little gate of consistency. How can you be consistent with being your authentic self? When we talked the other day, you were sharing sort of the new call to a new direction about sharing a message. How then can you take all of that that we spoke about the other day and create some sort of consistent way to show up? And you can move all this through your body. And you can also use your sacral response and get a yes or a no. Does video feel good to you? Does audio feel good to you? Does the written word feel best? What about some sort of artistic medium? I know you're a singer, and we talked about using that singing voice to communicate your message. Does that feel good? Right? And Tess, you also have a defined sacral. So we talked about the defined sacral being able to answer yes, no questions. So if you're curious about what that is for you too, allowing yourself to be in the space where your body can answer for you. And I know, Tess, I think we've talked about the applied kinesiology principles of the yes when your body leans forward and the no when your body leans backwards. You can use that skill as well. Lots of cool tools and hacks to be able to get to our bodies knowing because our body is so, so wise. Yet we've been taught through life that our body is just kind of this vehicle. It gets us from point A to point B when really it is such a miraculous piece of machinery. There's so many moving parts and remembering to honor our bodies for the beautiful instruments they are for allowing us to be able to have a heartbeat and share with people what's on our hearts to share and what we've been put here on this planet to share about. So it's super exciting. So consistency. Let me read what Karen has to say about consistency. To me, it's really all about finding a consistent routine for you to show up and be visible. That could be once a week, could be twice a week, could be every other week. The thing here is to not compare your consistency to somebody else's. And as somebody who's designed to be responding to the world, using that to drive the consistency, but creating a schedule that works for you, that feels good to you, that feels sustainable, and it's regenerative, where you can build up reserves before you show up again. All right, so the mastery of the gate 5 is the ability to stay consistent with habits and choices that bring you closer to living true to who you are through alignment and not overusing willpower. Ugh, willpower. Yes, our beautiful will center in the human design body graph. Only about an eighth of the population has this center defined. Yet, as a culture, as a society, we place so much emphasis on just use willpower, powering through things. And when in reality, most of us are not designed to push like that. Right? Those of you who have sacral definition are either time benders or alchemists. You have more access to consistent workforce, life force energy. It doesn't mean, though, that you have to push through everything so hard. Allowing yourself to take a break when you feel like you need a break. Using up your physical reserves, going to bed exhausted at night when your head hits the pillow. Expending or expelling any energy that isn't yours at the end of the day before going to sleep will also be tremendously helpful. And what we did at the beginning of today's practice will also help you in just getting rid of what doesn't belong in your body to really help you align with your highest and best self before you go to bed. Because when you go to bed and you're aligned, when you wake up, it feels so refreshing and you can wake up out of bed and feel like, I'm ready to take on the day now because you have some focus, you have some direction. It's really quite magical. All right, so Erin, consistency. All right, Tess and Ashley, card number 2 is for you. This is a fun one. Okay. So this is gate 28, and this is in the spleen center. So whether or not you have this defined in your chart, you have this energy. If you have this defined in your chart, if it's colored in, that means you have consistent access to this energy. If it is not colored in, this energy is variable. So it will change depending on things like the transits of the planets. It will change based on the people who you are surrounding yourself with every day. So this is the gate of adventure in human design, in quantum human design. It's also known as the gate of challenge in traditional human design. So this is one that I have defined in my chart. So here's what I know about this particular gate. Knowing that it's okay for me to be challenged, to overcome, and the fact that things generally take me longer than other people because I'm going to run up against a lot more walls than some people who don't have this defined, right? I have this defined. This energy lives within me natively. So it's an interesting one to lean into. And Tess, I don't remember if you have this one defined or not. I don't have your chart sitting in front of me. But yes, and in my life, this is how this plays out. Before human design, I really spent a lot of time in the tech space, in the content creation space, in the automation space. So there was a lot of tech in the background. And I prided myself on being able to do these well. When I look back now, though, I can see all the times when I was challenged, something would break and I'd have to go figure out what it was. Something didn't work well with another piece of software. I'd have to go figure out what that was. And just knowing that I have this, I can now give myself grace knowing that I'm probably going to experience more adventure in the process of creating something than other people might. And again, just knowing this about myself has shifted my languaging to myself. The way I talk to myself has changed over time after knowing this is part of who I am. And it's a natural occurrence. I don't have to fight it. I don't have to put myself down because I'm being challenged. It is just part of what I'm here to learn. And Karen calls this your life's curriculum. Anything that is defined in your chart, that you have constant access up to that energy, is your life's curriculum. Like you're just meant to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and learn about those things. So I've been through a lot of challenges and adventures myself. So Tess, as you lean into doing more work with the community, with your amazing sound baths and with your incredible artwork, I kind of love this because bumping up against these challenges is not something to deter you. In fact, I really think it's the universe's way of testing your resolve. How serious are you about getting your heart song out into the world? Because the more we're tested and the more we overcome those tests and challenges, the more resilient we actually become. So we can bounce back faster from those stumbles than we could before. So let's see what Karen has to say about the gate 28. All right, so gate 28. Adventure, challenge. And I like to call this adventure more than challenge because adventure sounds kind of fun, right? We're going on an adventure and we might hit some roadblocks and we might have to veer off the path sometimes to fix a flat tire, but that's part of what makes this life so fun, right? So the mastery of the gate of adventure is to learn to share from your personal experience. All those challenges are here for a reason because you can now relay what doesn't work for you with others to help them speed up their process. All right, to learn to share from your personal experiences, your struggles, and your triumphs, to persevere and to know that the adventures in your life deepen your ability to transform into a meaningful journey. To understand that your struggles help deepen the collective ideas about what is truly valuable and what is worthy of creating. So the adventures you have along the way serve a purpose. How you transform those challenges into your life and how you share your message then becomes really important too. Sharing from your personal experience is going to be really valuable in helping you be more authentic. Yeah, so good. So good. Let me see what Tess has to say. Um, Such an amazing technique with the yes and no. Yep, I love knowing my authentic answers. Yes, exactly. And you also say, love seeing it as a challenge to figure out what is in the best fit for sound healing. Yes, yes. Even what we went through yesterday, questioning different things about that proposal. To me, those are all little challenges we have to overcome. And again, testing our resolve to do the thing we want to do. All right. And last but not least, we have card number 3. And this card this is for all of us. This one says truth. What is your truth? This is where human design really comes into helping you tap into your truth. In order to be authentic, we have to know what our truth is, not the truth that we have learned from somebody else, not the truth that we think we need to live because that was expected of us or someone told us we had to do it, but really tapping into our truth, knowing what is true for you, knowing what you value and is true for you, knowing what you no longer will up with, setting up boundaries, knowing these truths about you is so imperative to this road or this adventure of being more authentic in your business and in your life, because the more authentic you are in life, you can move that authenticity over, of course, into your business, because the person you are on a personal level really needs to be the person you are at a business level. And I learned this the hard way because for a long time I built my business like my mentors were showing me. And I got to that place and I felt really dissatisfied, thinking, hmm, is that really it? Like, I built this thing and I think I should be happy, but it's that word should, right? We're shoulding ourselves into being out of alignment with our truth. So let's see what Karen has to say about truth. This is gate number 44. Also, interesting, this one's also in the spleen center, right? So we had something in the sacral center, and 2 of these cards were in the spleen center where we carry fear. Isn't that fascinating? So just knowing that, being able to work through these fears by knowing your human design will be really magical in helping you to unlock these and move these levers in your life so you can move forward without always having to go backwards, right? So this is a number 44. Truth. The mastery of truth is the ability to see patterns that have created pain, to bring awareness to help yourself and others break old patterns and transform pain into an increased sense of value and alignment with purpose. And pain is an interesting word, isn't it? We tend to use the word pain like we're having this pain, we're having that pain. And when we feel pain in our bodies, our natural inclination as a society is to suppress it. Take some medicine to make the pain go away. Go to the doctor, get a diagnosis, or try to fix the pain. When I believe that our bodies, when we experience pain, are giving us signals. And to me, what it tells me is that there is something in my life that is not in alignment. And it gives me an opportunity to really evaluate and assess what it is that and where I am out of alignment. Am I not telling my truth in its entirety? Am I suppressing myself because I'm scared to be seen? Am I not being consistent because I am afraid that if I'm consistent, people's eyeballs will be on me and it'll make me uncomfortable, right? All of these things work so beautifully together. And it's our job to really take this information, analyze the pain from the perspective of why is it showing up? What is it here to teach me? And Louise Hay, who created Hay House, she healed herself from cancer, and she has this book, How to Heal Yourself, and it's fascinating. It's just like it's a little guidebook, and it literally goes in there, and you'll go say, I have a headache, and you open it up, and it'll give you clues as to, oh, let me go take a look at this. Let me go take a look at this. For me, I tend to get headaches when I'm stuck in overthinking. When I have a choice to make and I'm questioning myself, I'm questioning my value, I'm trying to decide on pricing, I'm trying to build all these new things. I tend to get headaches when that happens. And that's a clue to me now. It took me a while to figure that out, which is why I'm sharing this. That if I can help you with my gate of adventure, because I've been there, I've done that, experienced lots of different pains in my body. Now being able to translate that pain into an investigation and going deeper with myself and analyzing, okay, where am I out of alignment? How can I fix myself? There's nothing wrong with me, but how can I just be more of my optimal self? Not the self that's in pain, because when you're in pain and you go through life, we react differently. So if we can regulate our nervous system a little more when pain comes up, we can now start seeing it for what it is, a signal to pay attention to something that's going on. So good. Authenticity. If you have a business, if you don't have a business, authenticity is still as important. It's such a crucial factor about being able to live your message. And for those of you with little kids, this is a really an important one too, because if they are going into like structured school settings, sadly, what I've had from my experience is that often the gifts that our kids portray, the things they are good at, the things they're doing, like some kids are really great at making conversation and being everyone's best friend. Yet in school, they're asked to turn that down. So this turning down of authenticity starts to happen early. So if your kids are going into a structured school system, creating a space at the end of the day where they can do the things you know that they're being asked to stop in the classroom is going to be really, really empowering for them and for you, because you can then know that, okay, I'm doing my part. I'm doing what I can to help my kid not suppress their authenticity, but to use it in creative ways and at times that are appropriate, right? That's the other conversation, the other side of the coin, the appropriateness of the time. And this is a really a tough one because, when we're called to do something, there are some people in this world who are designed to take action when they get an idea and just run with it. And we're asking those people to turn themselves down in order to fit into this box of school, a box of society. And over so much time, the turned down version of them becomes their normal. So we need to be able to counteract some of those effects, again, just so we can raise these empowered kids who feel good about themselves, who don't worry that they're not doing the right thing or that they're bad for any particular reason, that they are inherently good. We just need to be able to access our gifts, sometimes in a way that's not always natural, but in a way that in real life might need to be done, right? We all have to learn to balance these gifts sometimes based on our company, if that makes sense, right? Okay, I'm so excited these cards came up again. Card number 1, consistency. Card number 2, adventure and challenge. And card number 44, card number 3, which is gate 44, is the gate of truth, which really ties in this whole video. And I love how this happens, how when I sit and really clear out my energy before I come on these videos, and when I sit and pull these cards with the intention of sharing a particular message, I love how they all end up being related, that we really aren't able to have one without the other. And again, this is where human design comes in and has so many beautiful lessons to help us remember who we truly are so that we can be the most authentic. With that being said, if you're interested in doing a session and really diving into your human design, I invite you to write the word design underneath this video and I'll reach out to you and we'll talk more about that. And then starting this month, today officially, I have a brand new, exciting offer that I were a gifting to the world that I've been sitting with that came through to me last week. And these sessions are called the Shine Sessions. And these are little doses of energy alignment where we can get rid of the overthinking, where we can get back into our bodies, where we can start to lean into more visibility and we can start really showing up as our best selves. And you can choose to do one, and they start at little mini sessions to give you little boosts of energy at 10 minutes, going all the way up to an hour over a 6-month span of time. Because here's what I know: when you go into some sort of transformational work, not much can happen I mean, a lot can happen in one session, but to make a profound transformation, to really lean into your gifts at an even higher level, to serve more people, to be more authentic, it takes consistency. So, having a session each month is going to really help in moving you towards living into whatever song is on your heart, right? And if you want to know more about that, I'm actually going to put the link underneath this video when I wrap up about how you can book the first 10-minute session. And if you want to do all of them, just put shine in the comments below and I will come back and reach out to you and again give you more details because basically what it's going to look like is this. We're going to start at 10 minutes. Why 10 minutes? You're probably thinking, what can we possibly do in 10 minutes? So much. Like so much transformation can happen in 10 minutes when we set our intention on doing so, when we set our intention on clearing out what doesn't serve us, when we are intentional about calling in messages from our spirit team, because we are never alone, and being able to allow ourselves to tap into our intuition, to lean into those gifts, and then having messages channeled through me for you to clear up some of these things, to move you through some of the challenges and hurdles of being an entrepreneur, especially in the terms of visibility and communication. Yes, because sometimes these little shifts that I share that come through me for you are so profound that if we started with a 60-minute session and we had shift after shift after shift after shift, whew, your body and your mind wouldn't know what to do with all of that goodness. And you probably would get back into overwhelm. So we're going to start small together 10 minutes month one, 20 minutes on month two, 30 minutes on month three, and so on, up to an hour that we're going to be spending together in month six, which happens to be January, which is the beginning of the year. We all like to set goals and get excited about what's coming in the new year. So that will be the sixth and final session of our shine sessions, which I think is really, really beautiful timing wise because it's a time when I know that I sometimes go into analysis paralysis because there's so much that I want to do. So with these shine sessions, we'll be able to clear that out for you so you can really start focusing and taking action on things that are going to actually move the needle in your business. It's going to be so good because as you grow in your capacity to receive these messages, these downloads from me for you, I'm also gaining in my capacity to hold this sacred space for longer durations of time, which is part of a new certification program that I'm doing to lean into these intuitive gifts that I've been ignoring for a long time. And it's been such a fun journey for sure. And it's only been a month since I've been in. For me personally, I've had so many ahas. Like I've never downloaded or gotten so many divinely downloaded messages so quickly and consistently. So I just know in my life, this stuff has worked like magic. Like that's the only word I can use to describe it. It's been really magical to see all these shifts in myself unfold, expanding my capacity to hold space and to create these containers where transformation is possible no matter how long or how short of a time we have together. So if you want to know more about that, again, I'm going to share the link to do the 10-minute sessions. And FYI, I only have 10 of these sessions for the whole month of August, which is not very many. There are 10 sessions. So I'll put the link for the 10-minute session down below. And if you want to go in full force and really learn to shine your light brighter, if you've been asked to dim it at any point in your life, really stepping more fully into your authentic self, leaning more into discovering your truth or reconnecting with the truth that's inside you that you've always known that you just may have lost sight of along the way, to really lean into any adventures that we're going to have together along the way. And of course, working together for 6 months really lends itself to consistency. When you have somebody there holding your hand, seeing you, witnessing, holding space for you as you step into your own transformation, it is so, so powerful, so profound. And I cannot wait for the 10 people each month that I get to work with in this way. Just know that there's an option to purchase all 10 sessions upfront for a discount. for now. And then if you want to do a monthly payment plan, that is also an option for you. When you do pay in full, I'm also going to throw in a monthly movement class. At the beginning of our sessions here, we do a little bit of movement for about 5 minutes, but I'm going to take you through an hour or so of movement to really get deep into our bodies, to really get in touch with those messages that are already inside of you, waiting to come out, waiting for you to listen, waiting for you to sense it in your body for when the timing is right. Anyone who wants to pay in full for these 6 sessions, that's your bonus. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see who's going to be in these shine sessions and how together we're going to shine brighter so that we can shine the light on not only our own businesses and our own gifts, but we can start to then light the way for other people to shine their light brighter as well. With all that being said, I want to thank you so much for being here, taking the time to spend with me, whether you are live. Thanks, Tess, for being here live. And if you're watching the replay, thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for all of you. I'm so grateful that you've entrusted me to hold this space for you, to share messages waiting for you through me. You allowing me to do this allows me to really deepen into my skills. And it's so good to share in this way because it feels, again, it feels so juicy for me to do this. And so thank you for allowing me to step into my higher self, into my light, and shine it brighter right alongside of you. I look forward to connecting deeper with all of you. Check out the comments below, or I'm going to post the link to do one of those 10-minute sessions. Or if you want to do something further, pop the word shine below, and I've got you covered. I will catch you all next week. Thanks for being here. Cheers.